If it was a red Firebird, I'd be pretty worried.
I'd be worried too, shit.
All right. Get some AC going on in here. It is a hot one out today, but we are headed out to the track today. We're meeting up with Andy from DFR. He's bringing out one of his customer cars that he just finished, and we're gonna bring out the Rebel and see what we can do on the quarter mile. So right now we have about 89 degrees right now, and it's 6:26 at night. So it is definitely a warm one, and it is super humid. So you might be wondering why I'm not gonna bring the Camaro out. Well, I haven't taken the truck down the track yet. And I really wanna see the difference between the JMS Pedal Max just full out and just turned off. Just kind of see what the reaction time changes. I'm not sure if it's really gonna give us a big end time or anything like that, like any more mile per hour or a faster time or anything like that. Some people say that make it slower, which I'd kind of like to disprove that one if I can. But I guess we're gonna see. It is pretty hot out, so I mean, hot is not necessarily the best for running the quarter mile with everything being warm and whatnot. I do not have a colder intake. Engine wise, this thing is completely stock exhaust, except for the catback Borla Attack exhaust system. But as far as the manifolds and the cats, everything is still on there. So yeah, basically we are running a pretty well stock setup here, and just kind of see what this truck does with the 35-inch mud terrain tires and the lift kit. I think the last time I had a Ram truck on the track was probably back in about 2006. I had a 2005 Ram two-wheel drive Hemi regular cab short box, and I took it out to Castrol Raceway up in Edmonton, Alberta, back when I lived up there. And I noticed a huge difference from when I was running like during the day with the heat and everything like that. Like in Canada, once the sun goes down, it definitely cools off a lot more, and I got a whole lot better time once everything was cooled off. So I'm wondering if we're gonna see a difference like that out here, where I don't know, it doesn't really, the IETs don't really drop as much in Pennsylvania, but I guess we'll see. So for those of you who drag race know, sometimes when guys bring trucks out to the track, they're kind of dirty and they leave all kinds of stuff all over the track. And we did have a guy one time, we were trying to set times at the very end of the year, and it was a really good DA, really good IETs. And there was a guy that came out with his diesel truck trying to just see what it would do on the track for fun. And he had a bunch of sand in his bed, and it blew out on the track, and it was like probably a 45-minute delay. So I'm not one of those guys. I went to the car wash today. I washed the truck completely, washed the undercarriage, I washed out the bed, I washed every little nook and cranny that sand could have sat in this truck, because we were just out on the beach, if you guys missed that video, and I don't want to be that guy, and I don't want to have that all over the track and have everybody hate me. Also on my gravel road, it does end up picking up rocks with these tires. So when I drove to the car wash, I had a nice highway drive. Any of the rocks that were in there got kicked out. And then I didn't go back on the gravel road before my little trip here to the track. So I think we should be good to go. All right, got our tech card. I'm just gonna fill all that out, and we'll head over to tech. And then we can go over to the track and see what this thing does. All right, so we're all teched in and we're good to go. Got my AC turned off, and it is starting to get pretty hot, 91 degrees right now on the dial. So yeah, especially in the fire pants, because, well, of course I wore shorts, so I brought my race pants along, otherwise they won't let you run. And it's getting a little bit warm out here. So see if we can find Andy, and then we'll line up here and get our first time down.
How you doing? Where you been?
Well, you're on 10s already?
First pass out the gate, 10.75 at 129 mile an hour. They kicked me out the track. Well, they didn't kick me out, they told me to slow down. I was like,
it's always good when they tell you to slow down at the track.
That was with a 160 foot. That was like a crappy 60 foot.
Didn't bring your jacket or what?
I mean, I got, but dude, it has a stock seatbelt in it.
Yeah, I guess.
And no roll bar.
Yeah, definitely gonna need some more safety equipment.
A little bit.
I don't think I'm gonna be running that
I want to take
fast.
it down and see someone on October night.
Yeah, see what happens.
I text the customer the picture of the time slip, and he was like, holy shit, because that's the fastest the cars ever went. It went 10.9 here back at the YouTube call out that we were at, the last YouTube call out we had.
Yeah.
It went 10.9 with him driving.
Nice.
And it was a cooler day.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
now
it's 91 right now.
Yeah, it's like 91 degrees, and it went at 10.7.
Yeah, if I get it in the 15s, I'll be happy.
You might, man. That's a big rebel.
All right, we're getting ready to do our first run of the night, and we have our pedal max at 0. So this is completely the stock throttle response, and I guess we'll see what happens. definitely a lot slower ride than in the Camaro, but either way, this is a big, heavy truck. But I definitely noticed my throttle response was a lot slower than with the pedal max on, so can't wait to turn that thing up and see what happens there. And my fuel economy dropped 0.3, so use a little bit more fuel on that one, that's for sure. I think that's the slowest I've been down the drag strip in a very long time, but that is definitely to be expected in a truck like this. All right, so we ran a 15.9. I guess we're in the 15s at 87 miles per hour, 60 foot at 2.459.
Damn, dude.
She's a moving. 8th at 10.3. 15.916. She's lightning. All right, so they said that they're gonna close the lanes at 8:30. Right now it is 8:22. I have the pedal max. Let's turn it all the way off. Hear the click. It is at maximum right now. We're ready to do our full maximum pass with the pedal max. Totally stock engine, totally stock exhaust aside from the Borla. And let's see where we go from here. So they had to close the lanes, I think, at 8:30 because I think COVID comes out at 9. So we gotta be done by then.
And my drag strip hamburger. Like,
no burgers, no nothing.
No nothing.
The only thing you're gonna get after 8:30 is a COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, seriously.
All right, so we are doing full JMS pedal max to the max, seeing how well it really improves your throttle response. And well, the time slip will be the proof on whether it makes you faster or not. All right, I think we're up against Andy. I hear a blower. So let's see what we're gonna do. Either way, he's gonna beat me because he's running like 10s, but we're gonna hit the Duke's horn 100%. I got my finger on the button, eyes on the prize. Let's make it happen. And there he goes. Thank you, sir. Gotta turn this thing down. It's wanting to just go on me. Did you for a second? I'm like, I don't see him, and then you're like, wow.
I'm gonna try to launch a little lighter this time so I can get out of the hole better.
Yeah.
I felt it like.
All right, what we got here?
Did you go faster or slower?
15.995.
What was your first one, bud?
Let's have a look here. I don't even remember anymore. We went 15.996.
Oh, you're staying consistent at least.
No, we did a 15.916.
Oh, okay.
15.916, and now we're at a 15.995.
Dude, they'll give us another run.
So reaction time was much better, but the actual ET was tiny little bit slower. We're gonna give this one more run, just for the sake of science. And we shall see if we can get that ET down, just because every run's different, and I mean, we're really talking about marginal numbers here. But the pedal max really does increase that throttle response 110%. Our reaction times were absolutely mind-blowingly better than before. So I guess we'll see if we can get that ET down a little bit and just kind of compare the numbers after we're all done. Make sure we're turned up all the way. Okay, we are at maximum 100% throttle response. Ah, we red lit. I gotta do the horn again. Sorry guys, just gotta do it. Well, usually what I do on a really laggy drive-by wire system, on the last yellow I slam it to the floor. This time I red lit it, and that's just telling on how much response you do get out of these throttle controllers. And well, I mean, it is what it is at this point. I guess we'll see what our times read, but I mean, on a day-to-day basis, Pedal Max absolutely makes the driving experience of these trucks 110% better. And it really, as far as a drag race goes, we're just doing this for fun. It's not really like, nobody's going for times in a four-wheel drive lifted truck with 35-inch tires, but all in all, we just kind of wanted to see the data and all that kind of good stuff, and this is just kind of what we found. Well, I think we're done racing for the night, so AC is going back on. I red lit.
Did ya?
Yeah, I went on the last yellow and I had it cranked all the way up.
I always rate. I wait, man.
Yeah, well, I didn't think I had enough power to wait. Yeah, that one was even slower. We were like 16.14. That was, I mean, obviously the thing's hot and whatever, 86.7 miles per hour. Yeah, that's definitely a throwaway run. So Andy, did you go faster tonight?
I definitely went faster tonight, buddy. I went 10.6 at 130 miles an hour on one of my builds.
That's awesome.
And I'm pretty damn happy about that. And the customer is ecstatic. And it's still 90 degrees out.
Look at that sky. I mean, it definitely, the air is starting to cool down out here right now. I've been letting this thing run. I mean, obviously I should have the hood open and whatever to let it have a little bit more air. We don't have a cold air intake yet, but hopefully soon we'll have something like that and we can test this truck out once again. But all in all, an awesome night of racing, even though this truck is by far not a race truck whatsoever, and it just seems to go slower and slower each run we go. But I am totally satisfied with it for the purpose that it actually does in real life, as far as daily driving, going on the beach, having fun with it, and actually getting traction in mud and all that kind of good stuff, which is something you're not going to do with your average drag racing vehicle. Well, everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed coming along for a little bit of drag racing with the Ram Rebel. Obviously, it is not a speed demon by any stretch of the imagination, but it definitely sounds good going down the track, and it was a whole lot of fun coming out here today at Maple Grove. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and as always, keep that hammer down.